Howdy, friend. Sam Houston here, hoping you're living in high cotton. And if you're lucky enough to be in Texas, I know you're most of the way there. Now enjoy your daily dose of Texas history and Texas pride.
Howdy, friend. Welcome back to the Feed Bandit podcast and your Texas History Roundup for February 14th. In 1729, the Marquis de San Miguel de Aguayos report to the King of Spain proposed that the province of Texas be populated by 400 families from the Canary Islands, Galicia, or Havana. His request was approved, the only attempt by Spain to establish civil settlements in the province. The first settlers arrived in Bexar, or San Antonio, in 1731 and founded the Villa of San Fernando. They were issued lands and supported by the crown the first year, but thereafter were on their own. Only 16 of the requested families arrived, but direct descendants of the Canary Islanders still live in Texas. In 1836, Colonel William Ward's forces from Georgia arrived at Refugio, where the Georgia Battalion organized and elected officers. About a month later, the battalion went to assist Amon B. King's regiment and was captured by Mexican General José de Urrea. Ward and most of his men escaped, but were recaptured later near Victoria and executed in the Goliad Massacre. In 1850, Charles Mormon was killed in Louisiana by Robert Burns during the Shelby County Regulator-Moderator War in 1844. Mormon had assumed dictatorial leadership of the Regulators, or Vigilantes, when its first leader was murdered. A moderator opposition group formed, but their leaders were warned to leave Shelby County or die. The war ended in 1844 when President Sam Houston sent militia. Mormon was tried but acquitted for the murder of John Bradley, one of the worst of the moderators. Fearing for his life, Mormon and his wife left Shelby County for Louisiana, where he met his end 6 years later. In 1854, the first telegraph office in Texas was opened by the Texas and Red River Telegraph Company in Marshall. It connected Shreveport, Alexandria, and New Orleans in Louisiana, as well as Natchez, Mississippi. Much of the line consisted of wires strung from treetop to treetop, and operators often closed their offices to ride the lines and repair breaks during stormy conditions. In 1895, on this and the next few days, as part of possibly the greatest snow anomaly in the climatic history of the United States, snow fell on Texas from the Panhandle to the Gulf Coast. Houston, Orange, and Columbus reported snowfalls of 20 inches. Wow, 20 inches in Houston? Galveston over 15 inches, and Brownsville at the southern tip of the state 5 inches. The lower Rio Grande Valley had lows of 22 degrees from the 14th through the 17th, destroying most of the vegetable crops. Man, can you imagine that? 20 inches in Houston? That's just ridiculous. And finally, in 1924, Mary E. Brackenridge died in San Antonio. She had arrived in Texas in 1855, elected president of the San Antonio Equal Franchise Society in February 1912. She became the first president of the Texas Women's Suffrage Association in April 1913. When the Texas legislature granted primary suffrage to women in 1918, she became the first woman to register in Bexar County. All right. Well, that was your Texas History Roundup for February 14th. Thank you so much for listening. 1895 must have been a really cold one. Okay, with that, I will let you guys go, and we will see you back here tomorrow on the next one. You take care.
Well, there you have it. If you like our podcast, check us out at feedbandit.com. There you'll find awesome Texas First outdoors gear and apparel. Your purchase helps support the Bandits and keeps this podcast on the air, fighting for you and for Texas. Remember, preserve the tradition, protect the legacy. Until next time.